What is up, MFL? Yeah, here we go on the eve of Week 3's kickoff, and we are shooting live from the lost column of your defending champions, the American Terrorists. You're like, what? What the hell does that mean? I don't know. What do you mean, does that mean? This is what the lost column looks like, baby. There hasn't been one in the champs lost column for like 9 or 10 weeks straight, counting back to next season. There's spiders up in this lost column, cobwebs. There's nothing going on in here, baby. No losses for the Terrorists as they win again in Week 2. Handing it to DJ. No disrespect, homeboy DJ, but that's just how the Terrorists roll, baby. Hoorah! Moving on. Cause these Arizona New Mexicans didn't even show up this week as the Diablos took advantage and claimed their first win with that number 1 pick, smashing them, more than doubling them in score. The Rooks! What is up, GJ? Look how y'all learning how hard it is to come up and play with the big boys, huh? Last week you put it around. This week you put your Ferrari into high gear, flooring down the thing. You have the second highest score in your division. Not good enough, son. Not good enough. You still didn't win your first win, Rookie Rook. As you lose to Holguin, Mr. Antonio Holguin, that is, sir. And his copyrighted Merkers. Speaking of, Daniel Vigil said, if you win any money this year, Holguin, for not changing names, you owe him a royalty for using his name all year. Ha! Good win, Mr. Holguin, as he improves to 2-0. On the other side, Kenny's super stinky cheesy nads dropped a hairy one at 64, baby. You must have unloaded all last week your nads on the Rook. Now this week you couldn't even get it up again as you got smashed by the dangerous crew, Carlos Montoya, who claims his first win. Moving on to the dirty Sudeño South side, Dos Desmadres suffer their first loss in a shootout with a longtime rival, all fantasy sport, basically every kind of rival this guy and I have. Daniel V. Hills, Merker Dog, Murder Durger Durger Durger, Doggy Dog, Merkum, Kirkum, Cookum, Eat 'em, Cookum, Flip 'em, Flop 'em, Murder Dog Merkums, who improved to 2-1, wreaking havoc. Next, y'all, it's the Yayo, Charlie Sheenos, the Winos, out of straight Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, Mr. Anthony Niklinski's Junkyard Dogs. As they lose their first one this season, didn't really even score that much. Junkyard Puppies. As they drop to 1-1, losing to the little the Minions, who win their first one of the season. Atta boy, Nick, I knew you had it in you. But looking at the scores, you're lucky you played the Junkyard Puppies because you only scored 86 and won. Who the does that? That's some shit. But it counts. Moving on. Rudy Anaya's insufficient funds continue not putting enough money, bouncing checks that their asses cannot cash as they lose to 0-2 now as the Kim Jong Soldiers, Sam, the RCA, Park. 1-1, winning their first one of the season. Atta boy, Sam. Moving on. Hold on. Told you not to start the Bills defense. How dare you doubt Tom Terrific, shredding them like they were the Cleveland Browns defense last week. Suckers. As you dropped to 0-2, all because you didn't listen to the commish. I feed you bones every week, bro. I feed you pieces of advice that will get you some chunks of points. And will you look at the commish and say, nah, man, we know what we doing. There's 2 of us. We know what we doing. No, you don't. 0-2, still giant. Breaking down. That's more like a still midget. I said midget. Come get me, American disabled, whatever you are's. Ha! Losing to the Forest's number 1 pick. Super Beasts. Atta boy, Forest! Moving on to the Wild West Side, hosted and sponsored by Tupac Shakur. Ha! Sesame Street Monsters can't get their shit together this season as they drop to 0-2, losing to the guy that won their first one, our only back-to-back champion Cole Bees suck his dickas. Atta boy, Kobe. Moving on to Colorado, as Shane's Colorado pay me 4111 Alcazar Street, Northeast, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87109, bro. You gotta send me this check, because these scores, you're not gonna make money this year, Hito. Sorry. Just please pay me right away, bro. I'm getting worried, okay? 75 points. I guess you scored like 20 more than you did last week. As he gets, I want to say smashed, but it was just, he didn't even hit 100. Corey's Mighty Monarchs claiming their first win. And you know what, Corey? In week 11, no one's going to remember you barely won this scoring less than 100, bro. You're going to squeak into the playoffs by one game, and this is going to be the game that gets you in. Ah, boy, Corey. Moving on to my cousin Vinny. The team I picked, very disappointing, son. Do I got to pick this team and start your roster, Hito? Dropping down to 1-1 as they get handed to the team that's got their tanks rolling like the old Soviet Union. Chris's Tankers rule! Atta boy, firing on all cylinders. Moving on up to Denver. Joey's Denver Demons are looking demonic. Way to go, Joey. You're looking good, son. Way to pay attention and read the notes I passed you. That's what a good student does, bro. He drops scores like this. Proud of you, Joey. Proud of you, son. As he just smashes Dom's JDs, who crumble the 0-2. Moving on to the East, we got the Hybrids, who are super efficient in putting up high amounts of points, baby, as they go to 2-0, as they hand it to Dom's other team, Not Domination's your new name, as they slide down to 0-2, the kitty slide 0-2. Next up, JJ's Pena Fingasms suffer their last number uno as they get it rolled on by Ross's, the team I was disappointed about and dogging last week. The Bushwhackers pull a tag team on that ass and win their first win. Atta boy, Ross. Moving on, Jan's running rowdy and a barn burner was close. But then it ended up not being close on Monday night. It just went, woo! Last quarter probably. B. Marsh, save that ass, Jan, as you win your first one 1-1 and hand your long-time champion uptown rival, Mr. Paul Goudalet's boys, who slipped to 1-1. Next and the last game here, Jesse's Bootcamp G's straight up G'ing it, baby. Way to listen to the commish, Rook. I bet your homeboy Dom ain't even wanting in this league no more. You're showing him up, baby. Woo! You got more wins than both his teams combined. Atta boy. Jess, 2-0 as you hand Berserk their second loss. What's up, Chris? This shit's Berserk, baby. Moving on to this week's games. The North, the 2-0 Terrorists duke it out, baby, with old Geens Merkers 2-0. Two high fuel bombing blasting teams right here trying to claim territory, be the only undefeated team up in the north side. Next, the Super Nads that Kenny take on Kamikazes, Arizona, New Mexico's in a classic softball battle here, taking it off the diamond. This is like that dugout shit fight right here, baby. Get it on. Next, no shaved bats, Kazi. I know how you roll. Just kidding. It's more like Kenny. The Dangerous Crew keep trying this week to keep that pumping at a high-octane offense as Carlos Montoya marches his soldiers to take on GJ's not-so-mighty rookies. Straight out of Rookieville. Next out, Pablo's Diablos, the two-headed demon, try to continue their winning streak as they head to Chicago to face a lonely DJ out there with no wins, pobrecito. Next in the South, Los Desmadres, 1-1, taking on Rudy Anaya's insufficient funds. Hey, Rudy, bro. Come on, you've been insufficient the first 2 weeks. Don't all of a sudden drop 250 on me, dog. Keep it insufficient, at least till next week, homie. All right? We tight like that. Next up, Merc Dog Daniel B. Hill. His undefeated record against the sputtering Steel Giant. Kanjang Soldiers! Keeping it high, hope to slice and dice some more, make some sushi out of the minions, when the minions will be fighting it off in their hometown. The Super Beasts, 2-0, travel to take on the Junkyard Dogs in Vegas, Nevada. Watch out for the strippers there, dog. West Side Sesame Street Monsters versus Colorado Pay Me up in Denver. Both 0-2 teams. Yay! One team will win, finally! Next, the Monarchs 1-1. Traveling to take on the Demons from Denver, who just seem to be terrorizing so far. JD 1-1 taking on the Tankers Rule, who are smashing so far. Will they continue? Ditka 1-1 versus El Pollo Loco Grande en Fuego, Vince's 1-1 team. The Hybrids 2-0 take on a rival, Paul Goudelet's boys. Always a classic game. I think this was a Super Bowl 1 versus 2 last year teams, huh? Rematch. We got Berserk 0-2 looking for a win against the Running Rowdy, who's running rowdy so far. We got the Bushwhackers trying to defend their tag team title as they take on Team 0-2 Dominant Nation. And the Double OGs straight out of Bootke try to put their 2-0 record as they travel to Peñas Fingasms. Here we go, quick power rankings. Top 11, number 1, the Terrorists. Number 2, the Super Beasts. Number 3, the Merker Doggy Dog Styles. Number 4, Denver's Demons. The number 5 ranked team in the MFL Nation, All Games Merkers. 6, the Dangerous Crew. 7, Hybrids. 8, the Mighty Tankers Rule. The 9th ranked team in the MFL Planet, the Rookies. Hey, a positive note. Rookie, keep your head up, son. You're scoring a lot. Not a boy. 10th, JD. And 11th, Running Rowdy. MVPs. And this is the last time I list the MVPs, including quarterbacks, unless it's Tom Terrific. Because I just remembered a couple years ago, we decided the MVPs will only be on flexes. So there'll be no quarterbacks. And only flexes will win the MVP award, the money at the end for the MVP. But I'd already made this list before I remembered. So Brady, Palmer, Antonio Brown, Big Ben, and Julio Jones. I don't know why I put the mustache with Julio Jones. It sounds so Mexican. Julio. Next, the season high scores. Right now, this is what you got to beat for this trophy. And a little prize, you know what it is. Nah, wink, wink. The Terrorists, 174.1, the highest score this season. Number 2, the Old Games Merkers at 166.4. And third, the Denver Demons at 164.5. Only number 1 wins. And of course, it wouldn't be a finished up week without the pooped on teams of the week. Last week, Super Nads only put 64 up. Arizona, New Mexico, 67. Colorado Pay Me, 75. Junkyard Dogs, 79. Berserk, that's a Berserk score, 85. And I just threw this one in just to poke at you a little bit more, Nick. The Minions at 86.0. That's your wrap. Poof! I'm out.